Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video has actually been a difficult one for me to record, to think about, and I've actually never felt nervous on this channel to record a video until today. And not because of like YouTube hate or anything, I know that people can be assholes, but more just it's something that I've waited so long to talk about. I have never really divulged any of this information on my channel directly pertaining to myself. So typically I talk about mental health indirectly, like as a whole, collectively. I guess from a social justice standpoint, though I haven't done many videos on that. I would like to, but more from like a mental health tip. So you notice that I have a few mental health tip videos, then like how the symptoms affect me. I'm not going to go into like childhood issues or anything like that out of respect for people who may see this video. That's all I'm gonna say. I never know like who's watching, so I never want to like hurt anyone's feelings, so I'm not going to say a lot about my theories about where this stuff stems from. I do believe that they are a huge part of mental health, some mental health disorders, and how they develop. I have one about being proactive. I have another one about art therapy. So I have a few videos that are directly pertaining to like the treatment of mental health. But I've never actually talked about my own experience. And I was thinking about it today as I was having a bout of depression and realized that I feel that I'm actually doing a disservice to... How much do I have left on my memory card? I don't know. I hate that. My weird moods are not every day. Lately they've been more frequent. Oh, man, I feel like this video was a hard one for me because I figured that it was going to go everywhere. And it was going to be scattered because there's so much history and there's so many symptoms and things that I have experienced that are going to get me a little off track, but that's okay. Okay, so that's not what this video was meant to be. This is actually going to be like a video with topics and not just me ranting about my mental health. I might actually make this a separate video all on its own and then just like make the mental health topic a separate one so that I can kind of split them up a little bit. Because I think they're a little bit different. My history, my experience with depression and anxiety, and I feel like they're a little bit different. Well, I will start at the beginning. When I was 15, I was officially diagnosed. But I started having symptoms when I was like 11 or 12 of bipolar, what they thought was bipolar. So it was with like self-destructive behavior in a variety of ways, not really like the typical ways that you would expect for a middle schooler, but some pretty severe ways. And I came close to being hospitalized, though I wasn't. I shook up my family pretty well and they were pretty freaked out. Mental illness runs in my family, but none of the children had ever experienced that, I guess, to put that way. Like the older people, you know, the grandparents and my parents and stuff had, but no one my age had ever really like exhibited those symptoms before, so everyone was really freaked out. So they said that my moods were so frequently cycling that it would be kind of like a rapid cycling type of disorder, type of bipolar. And as I got older, this just kept happening. And once I reached a certain age, I just started covering up the problems, as one does, as many do with mental illness. Kind of just got out of control because I was trying so hard to like fill that void. And that is something that a lot of people with depression do, is they try to fill a hole, and as fast as possible, with whatever they can, like within the day, it has to be filled so that they can feel something, or you know, feel something better, I guess, because not everybody experiences it as numbness. Some people literally just have a terrible, terrible time. They're really, really in a bad mood. So since then, I've been struggling. Obviously, I've matured and, you know, I've developed better coping mechanisms, but it's still there. So I'm 27. It's been nearly almost 15 years since I had that original diagnosis, and since then there's been many others. Anxiety, depression, and another bipolar, Bipolar II, which is basically saying you don't get manic, but you get irritated and angry. So that is probably the hardest part of anything that I experience, is that irritation, because I'm a generally nice, genuinely kind and calm person. So irritation hits me like a ton of bricks because I'm not naturally like that. Like I'm not naturally a very cynical person. So when I get irritated, when I experience that symptom, I like to say, because it kind of separates it from myself, I have a really hard time. because it affects a lot of people and not just myself. That's really shitty, to be honest. Like, I don't think that I can deal, I don't want to say I can deal with because they really suck, but I can handle this crying spells and the panic attacks and the like catastrophic thinking, but the irritation is something that definitely bothers me, which I find very interesting because it's something that bothers me because it affects other people. So the symptoms that affect other people are the ones that tend to bother me more than the ones that affect myself. I think that says something about my character. I'd like to think that it does, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it's important for me to speak out on how these things affect me, because I think we should all be honest about this, because it's something that I live with all day, every day. And my biggest goal, #1 goal in this video, is to not cry, because I could talk about a lot of things. I could talk about money problems, I could talk about whatever and not get upset. It's something that is so real and that I so rarely get to talk about. It's because I mostly just live in my head, so I don't ever really talk about it. Let me know if you want to hear more about mental health stuff. I don't want to make my channel exclusively about that, but I'm willing to expand on it. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and please take care of yourselves. I'm going to put a lot of emergency information, mental health lines, and mental health websites and stuff that you can go to that I found really helpful and that I have actually used in the past, or have suggested for clients to use in the past. So I'm going to put that information down there because I think that sometimes things happen that we can't control, and it's always nice to have these numbers handy. Reach out when you need it, and just be kind to yourself and know that, just like, I know millions of people say this, but just like somebody experiencing diabetes or, you know, a heart attack, depression and anxiety are real, and all the other mental health disorders are real as well. So never, ever, ever invalidate yourself, because there's plenty of other people, unfortunately, in this world who are going to invalidate you. So try not to do it to yourself. Okay guys, take care, and I'll see you in my next video.